reviewing the match between Tottenham and Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. Thrilling match. Spurs came from one goal down to win 3-2 away for the first time in a very long time. And yeah, good result. Join us on the other side with a special guest as we review the rest of the match. Come on, you Spurs. Right. Welcome back to Common You Spurs TV. With me tonight, I've got Folabi and I've also got Ben. Ben, welcome to the program. While I bring Folabi up,
Yeah.
how are you? Or Ben, rather, how are
Hi,
you?
everybody. I'm fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the channel where we talk about topical issues in Tottenham, especially after the last match.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh. Bournemouth 2, Spurs nil. Now, I'm going to come to that in a minute. I'll just try and get Folabi up. For some reason, I seem to have lost
Spurs 3.
in the background. I'll bring him up in a minute. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. In the meantime, just tell us a little bit about this match, Ben. Ben, what do you think? What,
Well,
what happened today? I know you called it off air, and please, and we've heard it quite a bit, so don't go on about it. How much?
no,
Oh,
no, I won't go on about it. Yeah, I did call it. I'm not going to go on about it, but I could see that based on the last few matches Tottenham have played, I thought the first half was just crap, and Conte was going to get amongst them in the second half, and they'll have no excuse. First time it happened, probably an excuse, but this time there's no excuse for that. That I almost swore for that type of football that we actually experienced in the first half. But the second half, my oh my, exactly what I predicted happened in the not that they scored the goals, but that they upped their game. And you see them tearing Bournemouth to pieces because Bournemouth's goal tore our defense to pieces, straight up. No doubt about that. But Tottenham just ripped into Bournemouth. And Bournemouth just couldn't handle us. But I don't understand why we can't play that way every match. I don't, there's something Conte has to do to them. Maybe I don't know. I can't. They're not paying me the 15 big ones. I have no idea what he should do, but something's happening that's making our players come alive in the second half. Maybe dock their pay, cut their pay in half, and say, well, you only played 45 minutes, so we'll only pay you half your money. Joyous, I was screaming my head off when the third goal went in because not only was it going to be a win for us, but that old chestnut, I called it.
All right, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Come On You Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Spurs, but with a Nigerian bent to it. Now, I mean, the last few matches we've been tearing our hair out. I mean, the last match against uh, who was it we played? It was Boston Lisbon, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
had the
sporting.
VAR decision that went against us. Last minute goal ruled off. 2-2 ended up. Sorry, 1-1 rather. And we ended up not winning that match on account of that decision. I mean, some people call it contentious, but some people will also say that why did we have to leave it to the last minute to score a goal? We had plenty of time during the match to put the game to bed, but for some reason we didn't do that. So I mean, at some point we've got to pay the price for not converting our opportunities. Having said that, I mean, I guess the key is to keep fighting. Good teams always fight to the end, and if you remember the good teams of Alex Ferguson of days of old, I mean, when we had Fergie time, right? All the time they would always score in injury time. You just knew that they would score in injury time, and for some reason today's match actually felt like that a lot. I just felt that we would nick this match. I mean, even though we were 2-0 down at some point, it didn't seem as if the game was running away from us. Okay, they scored a goal in the first half, which was totally against the run of play. I looked at the predictions. for the scores at the end of the match, and they had 18% at Bournemouth likely to win, and this was them being I think it was 0-0 at that time, and they had it at 58%. I mean that huge margin, and then the moment they put that up, they went to the other side and scored. Falabi, I mean, you're a big Don Conte fan. What's happened to Don Conte here?
Well, good evening, everybody, and thanks for having me once again. You know, I don't understand Don Conte right now because he's normally a lot more ruthless with his players who don't perform than he has been with these players at Spurs. Point of correction: we came back from, sorry to correct you, but we came back from 2-0 down.
Yep.
Not 1-0 down.
2-0 down, yeah, it was 2-0 down.
You know? And we haven't done that forever. And we kept on fighting. And I said, I mean, even on Wednesday, I said it. I said, why can't we just play the way we played in the second half from the get-go, from the first whistle? Why must we wait till the second half? It happened again today. Yeah, today, I mean, unfortunately, Sanchez fell on his butt for their first goal. Well, nothing new in that. Nothing new in Sanchez falling on his butt, and the opposition team scores, but I think I don't know. I watched him. I watched Don Conte at the end of the game, at that final whistle, and the way he went to hug Bentancur. It's not that he doesn't have the passion. The passion was there. It was on his face. Even on Wednesday, when we scored what we thought was the winning goal, which I still feel was the winning goal, because I don't understand who was offside on Wednesday. I don't understand who was offside on Wednesday, because it can't have been Emerson Royal, because he was onside before the ball was crossed in, and it can't have been Kane because it went off one of the Sporting players, so he couldn't have been offside. So I don't know who was offside.
He said his knee was offside.
Yeah,
it can't have been offside because it went off Lisbon's player, so it can't have been offside.
There was no player between the ball.
Okay,
when his knee was offside. When his knee was offside, which his knee was offside. It doesn't make sense to me, because now the VAR, as Conte said, VAR is getting ridiculous now. They're calling shit because it's calling stuff like his knee was offside. Doesn't even make sense, because that's what they said. His knee was offside. Right. So it's a very contentious goal.
His knee very contentious. If it comes off one of the opposition players, that is my point.
Well,
the
key with that match for me was, okay, it took how many minutes for that decision to be made? Well, the best part of 8 minutes.
5 minutes, 4 minutes, 44 seconds.
4.5 minutes for this to be made. And that tells you that there was a lot of doubt as to what, I mean, I thought the old offside rule was, if in doubt, give it in favor of the attacking team. That has always been the rule. And that VAR has been the rules. So I really don't understand it. That's the first point. However, for today's match, I think a lot of people are losing sight of something, and it's the fact that the formation and the players that we use for this match is almost like a total mishmash of players, if you like. The whole back line at the back have never played together as one before. We had Sanchez, we had Longley, and Davis. They hadn't played together as one unit before. Okay, they played at different times, either with Romero or with Dyer. But today, none of the people were there. Okay, and then we played 3-5-2. We had Skip in the middle and like 3 defensive midfielders. Now, everyone's screaming, oh, Don Conte should play 3-5-2, play 3-5-2, start with the midfield, control the midfield. But for some reason, we just couldn't control the midfield, even though we had the midfield in terms of numbers. So it tells you that it's not always about formation sometimes, right? It's sometimes about the personnel who are actually playing that formation. Now, the second half came, he changed it, and everything just changed. What did he do? He took off Skip, brought on Bentancur. And for me, that was the game changer because Bentancur is, and then he brought on Højbjerg, and so Højbjerg was there earlier on, and then he brought on what's the word, Perisic for sorry, he switched it on from left back to right back, and he had Emerson go off, and then he brought on who did he bring on now? He brought on Dyer, you know. So the whole thing just transformed the moment he changed it back again to those people who.
Well, it's like saying
trust, if you like, you know.
came on.
Now, it's one thing to give people game time, you know, but because if you think about it, he was with one eye on the match on Tuesday, trying to rest the team and trying to rotate.
Good.
Now, for me, it's if you got it right, it would have been a fantastic genius. But he changed it when he changed it, you know. I mean, Mora came in and it became a three-man attacking team, you know, rather than the two in front with Kane and Son. For Mora still frustrates me though. He still frustrates me a lot. You know, I mean, he just keeps running into corners and with no end result. Again, a lot of that happened again today. Okay, fine, we got plenty of corners off his runs. You know, I think we counted 20 corners in the end. I was getting to a point where I was thinking to myself, they will soon start counting corners for goals for Tottenham, you know, because of the number of corners we were having. Ben, I mean,
how many goals did we score from corners?
Yeah, I think
in today's game,
the goal from corners. The goal from Bentancur.
So him running off and getting corners and everything paid off.
Again, Davis
so him running off and getting corners for us paid off.
Yeah, Davis' goal too was from a corner. So I mean,
yes, the winning goal was from a corner.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, for me, I think we got to cut Don Conte some slack. I mean, guys, if you're watching from home, wherever you're watching from, leave us a comment and I'll bring up the comments up. Jennifer says, "Come on, you Spurs." Thanks for joining us, Jennifer. Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jen. Is that Sister Jen?
Leave us a note of where you're joining us from. That would be great. Yes, thanks for joining. Right, so if you need to join us, I mean, click on the link below and share it with your friends. You know, and like and subscribe to our channel. Oh, you're Lagos. Oh, fantastic. Oh, beautiful. Thanks for joining us. Right, how do you think we'll perform today, Jennifer?
Greet Sister Jen for me.
Say again.
Greet Sister Jennifer for me.
Yeah, please say hi to Jennifer yourself. I'll put a comment on the screen. So look at right, there you go, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Right, if you're joining us, please leave your name. Thank you. You hear us? Yes, we can hear you too, loud and clear. Hello, Jennifer. Right, so yes, today's match, 3-5-2, 3-4-3. What works best? Clearly, it doesn't always work out 3-5-2. Ben, what did you think?
Well, I think we if you look at the whole thing, I hear what you're saying, but if you look at the whole thing, we've lost playing 3-5-2. We've lost playing 3-4-2. Sorry, 5-3-2. Whatever. We've lost playing 2 up front or 3 up front. So there's no winning formation to me. But I think that if we have the right personnel back, we can play both.
Well,
you get me?
Yeah. Okay. So Jennifer is saying that. How did she put it? She's saying here that it's a cardiac arrest causing performance. Why the experiment? It's just as I explained earlier on, Jennifer. I was saying to guys that look, at the end of the day, we've got to rotate the squad, right? We've got to manage the squad as best as we possibly can. We can't have the same people playing all the time, clearly. So it's got to manage it in such a way that it give people playing time, one, and there's no better place for me to have playing time as a way to Bournemouth, if you ask me. Granted, there are no easy matches in the Premier League, but if there's a time he could experiment with a league match, I felt that this was one of those league matches, and this is no disrespect to Bournemouth at all, you know. Now, what did he have to do? I mean, he wanted to give Romero a rest, he wanted to give Dyer a rest, he wanted to give what you might call the first team players rest, Bentancur, you know. But when things started going wrong, he changed it back, and I mean, clearly, I think that's what happened in the end, and thankfully we came away with the results, you know. I hope that's that I think people agree with me. I mean, Falabi, what do you think?
Well, my view is, look, Skip. This is his second game, right? He came on the other day. You know, Skip has been out for a while. Before he got his ankle injury, Skip was playing very well last season. He was moving the ball from transition from back to forward very quickly, very well. And Skip was one of our most reliable midfield players last season. I think you've got to give Skip a few more games to run around, a few more playing time, and maybe we'll get the best of Skip that we were getting last season. The way we're now beginning to get the best of Doherty that we were getting towards last season before he got his injury as well. So Conte, you could say, sort of, as you said, was a complete mismatch formation that his players that he started today. And you could say it was like he started with his so-called, you could say he started with quote unquote a second 11 today, you know, and then he brought on the big guns when he needed it, and he changed it and everything. That's when we decided to, that's when we now took control of the game in the second half, you know, and it was very, very ominent in, Benton Cole is just a class in his own. He's just a class in his own, you know, and Højbjerg, you got to give Højbjerg a lot of credit, and we're beginning to see the importance of Højbjerg in our team when he doesn't play and when he's not on the field for us. You know, we're beginning to see the importance of him and everything. And unfortunately, this game, this first half, showed how the depth of our squad is quite shallow. It's quite shallow. It needs to be greatly improved.
Well, so I think it's one of these things where, I mean, Wale, thank you for joining us. Wale, tell us where you're calling from. You said you're giving Conte too much credit. I don't think he deserves it. If he's resting players because of next week, so why did he play Royal? I'm sure he will still start him on Wednesday, resting or not. Well, again, when you rest players, I mean, you don't rest the whole team, do you? You know, and I mean, Kane and Son weren't rested. I mean, so they played the full 90 minutes. So I mean, I think it's a choice of it's for the coach to sort of look at the condition of the players and look at the positions he feels that those changes would need to be made. And if he made the call, you know, okay, fine. It hasn't quite worked. It didn't quite work out as he expected in the first half. But credit to him, he changed it when he needed to change it, and be careful with the results. At the end of the day, for us, it's the results, isn't it? I mean,
No, I think Wale loves Royal anyway. Really, he loves he does love him. I mean, he didn't spot the fact that Kane was.
Hey, please. Hey, Ben. Let's get serious.
Oh no, yeah, of course. You're
here.
no. I'm saying he loves him.
Ben,
I'm saying he loves him.
No.
Do you not hear me?
Ben, when we're
I can hear you.
serious players, when we're mentioning serious players in this team, okay, and players that we need performing, okay, let's just leave certain players out, okay, please,
Okay,
whether
just
anybody loves them or not.
Like Emerson as well. Now he's a top player. We need him.
You need who?
Emerson now.
You need who?
Until Doherty is ready.
To be shooting,
until Doherty is ready.
taking rugby penalties.
For the meantime,
right?
When he's gone, when he's left the team, I don't know what people are going to do. They'll just lose somebody to hate.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, for me, I mean, I think if someone keeps playing for a team and he's getting criticized by the fans, right? And I've had a lot of players across teams over the years who people have criticized, but coaches.
Sissoko, unko.
No, I mean it's not even only in our team. I remember teams like Man United when people.
Yes, please. I'm on a Zoom call.
Right, you know, I remember when Jonas used to play for us. A lot of people criticize him, but all the coaches always had him on the team. You know, Emerson, top player. I'm rolling with laughter, says Wale. Top-notch humor right there. He says, right, keep them coming in.
Well, I never used to criticize Jermaine Genius. I never used to criticize him. I thought he was a damn good player for us.
Well, listen, I know that, and you know,
Well, it's the same as this one.
when
It's the
people
same as this one now.
you find that a lot of it's almost becomes like a bandwagon type thing when people sort of
Ben is just trying to wind me up, so I'll ignore
No,
Ben.
no, no, no. Listen, what happens is this. You just said something which is magic. You said that you found Genius a good player, but many people were criticizing him. So it's the same case now. I find Emerson's a fine player, man.
Oh God.
He's doing a good job for the team, and you don't agree. So it's all the same, Abby.
Okay,
this is it. So
okay.
I mean,
Let me
Wale
put it
Clint
to you
doesn't
like
agree. He
this.
thinks he's
Let me put it to you like this.
is top
Let me put it to you like this.
top notch humor.
Ben, let me put it to you like this. On Wednesday, even the commentators, even Don Conte, there was a time we were in the opposition box, and all Roy had to do was pass the ball 3 yards. I mean, he couldn't even do that. Even Don Conte had to put his 2 hands to his forehead and do like this, side of his head, and say, "Can't you think? Can't you think?"
What was it? Was it the one that he cleared over the stadium into the car
That
park?
is elementary. Even in schoolboy football, you get substituted for that. Even
But
in
was
schoolboy
that was that
football.
the one? Was that the one? Was that the one where he cleared the ball over the stadium into the car park
No,
from inside the
that was
box?
today. That was
Today now,
today.
you don't see that one. That one a bigger blunder now
Well,
inside the
I think
box.
so. Ultimately, I mean, people are going to criticize other players for one thing or another. I mean, I've heard people criticize Horbeck. You know, I've heard people say that it's not that great. You
Oh
know?
yes.
He misplaces passes. He does this. He does that. I've heard people say a lot of crap about Dyer. I say that Dyer should not be a top
I've
player
heard people
being a team.
criticizing
Free.
Kane.
And
Say that free.
say that Davis
They
should
could have free.
be a team and that the whole back line should be replaced. I'm thinking to myself, are we watching the same guys or did I miss something? You know? These are the same guys who day in day out put in a good shape for us. You know, they put almost like put everything on the line every time they play for us. And I'm thinking, why would people just have such goals? I mean, have such a go at them all the time. You know, and they keep on doing their best, and I'm thinking, why? Anyway, having said that, for me today, okay, Emerson probably misplaced one or two, but I just thought he was effective. That's the word. You know, he was effective, did his job, but however, the formation for some reason did not just click. And when Don Conte changed it in the second half, you saw it immediately. He switched Emerson. He switched Session to the right wing, took off Emerson, and brought on Mr. Mora. Right. Okay. Again, like I said earlier on, Mora and his cul-de-sac runs probably just, you know, I mean, did my head in for a bit, but I think that caused a bit of, concern for the opposition. And then they were now playing against a 3-man attack rather than the 2-man they had before. And trust Mr. Kane, he kept dropping deep again. You know, he kept dropping deep just to put the line off. But because they found it very, very difficult to create clear-cut chances. I don't know if you noticed that. We had shots on goal, but all of our goals came from set pieces. You know, I mean, apart from Session's goal that was like, you know, precise pass, cut through the defense, beat the man, and just, I mean, steal the ball in the perfect corner. I love that goal. You know, now we considered a goal in the first goal in the first half. Talk us through that goal, Falabi.
Well, it came from the right hand side, or their right hand side, our left hand side. The ball was moved quite cheap fast. We were out of shape. Our formation was completely out of shape and everything. You know, Lingard tried to. He actually, the fault started with him when could not hold up the play. He could not hold up the ball and everything, and he was beaten. He was pushed and strengthened with strength off the ball, and from there, we were just in no man's land. All our players, and as I said at the beginning, unfortunately, Sanchez was in no man's zone. He was in just the middle no man's zone, and as he was running to try and defend, he fell on his backside. Not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the third time. And the ball was placed behind him. It was actually, and then the ball was just hit. It was a very good hit. into Lloris's left hand. There was no chance for Lloris left hand corner and the bottom of the net. It was so it was we were just up everywhere for that their first goal, everywhere and nowhere.
Okay, so I mean, for me, I was watching the match, and I had a few transmission problems on my own end here. So there's a point in the match when I lost transmission for a while. I just couldn't see what was going on, but all the while, I mean, I think that's what happened. That's why I didn't see the second goal, and so because there was a break in transmission, I came back. And the next thing I saw, we were 2 goals down. I thought, how did that happen? Ben, did you see the second goal?
Sorry, I was just feeding my mouth.
Eating.
But
Yeah, so
no,
he was eating.
Ben, did you
feeding my mouth.
Sorry?
Eating. It's called eating. And he's still eating. And he's still
No, it's
chewing.
not.
That's why you cannot answer the question. Because you caught him chewing. And I can see
No.
he's still chewing. It's
No,
called eating.
I'm not still chewing. I'm not still chewing. I was waiting for you to finish.
There's food in your mouth. Huh?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
You're not chewing, but there's food in your mouth.
Right. So Ben, did you see the second goal though?
To be fair, the football leading up to that goal was really making me sick. So I just turned away from the screen just as they scored. I don't really, honestly, at that point in time, I wanted to just get up and say, you know what, I'm going to go and do something else because Tottenham are doing the same thing they used to do to me year in, year out, and they're getting the jitters, and we're going to lose a freaking cricket score. So unfortunately, I missed that goal, but I didn't miss the other 3 goals. I saw all of them, but their second goal, it was disgusting. To be fair, the first goal, the defense was nowhere, as Falabi said. I couldn't believe the hole that was left there. As soon as this guy went down, there was a big hole. So nobody was up there to try and help him. We all know he's crap. So the others should have come up to close down the space, but no one did. But no, the second goal, Falabi, did you see it?
Yeah, again, it came from there. It came from their right-hand side, which obviously they had targeted as our weak point and everything. And again, just a mishmash in our defense, in our box and everything, and it could have been much better defended. It could have been much better defended. It came from across from their right-hand side, our left-hand side, and again, our defense was just ball watching. Our defense was just ball watching, unfortunately.
Right?
Pardon?
Flat-footed, basically, right?
Yes, again. But this time we had more bodies in the box, but ball watching and flat-footed.
Okay, so we got 2 goals down. Everyone's looking at themselves. I mean, second half only just started. We're thinking, okay, we'll bust this. We still had more possession at that point, and so I heard someone saying on the commentaries and on the sports front that Bournemouth had never had so much possession in all of the Premier League this season. I'm thinking, I mean, what's the big deal with that? I mean, we've always
yeah, I read that comment as well. I saw that comment as well.
We've always given away a possession anyway. I mean, the key for us has always been about goals, and being effective.
What I don't understand is there's complaint when the opposition has more possession than us. There's complaint when we have more possession than the opposition. So I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, for us, I think the key was we controlled the second half. We controlled the pace. We kept at them. We just put them on the back foot. They couldn't get out of their half throughout the second half. And I think it paid off with the pressure and a beautiful pass. I think it was from Longley to
Sessignon.
And he just cut through the back, and that was a well taken goal.
It was a well weighted pass, and
yes, exactly.
Only waited, and thank goodness, Sessignon did not run offside.
Exactly.
It was a very well.
Absolutely. If you're watching us for the first time, this is Come On You
So
Spurs.
if you're watching Sessignon play, play now, from the beginning of this season, even from last season, you'll notice he's learning and he's learned a lot from Perisic.
Clearly.
He's learned and he's learned a lot. You can see the way, because the normal Sessignon would have run offside.
I know, right? Now, I was saying earlier on
He
before.
would have run offside.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on that if you're watching us for the first time, this is Come On You Spurs TV. Subscribe, like us, and leave your comments. Thank you for those who are joining us, Jennifer, Wally, and everyone who joined us, wherever you joined us from. Please keep them coming. We would like to hear from you. The aftermath with special guests I've got with me, Ben. Ben looks like he's busy chatting away, and also we've also got Folabi as well. Folabi, welcome.
Ben is eating.
thanks for joining us. Now, for us, we are fighting on all fronts at the moment, right? And fighting on all fronts means that we have games coming thick and fast. Conte has to manage the team on account of many things. Okay, he has to manage the squad to ensure that they give their best. You know, they're available, they're fresh for all the matches. At the same time, they're not too tired. So he's had to make changes, you know, to ensure that people get around the side. Brian Hill came on today. What did you make of his performance, Ben?
Oh, he was a breath of fresh air. I tell you that. He was running all over the place, and if you could get more time, I think you could get better. I know it's not hidden why Conte doesn't use him, because he says he gets pushed off the ball quite easily, and that's true. I've seen him play, and
yeah,
the Premiership is
a bit of
all about
a good sight earlier on in the match. Before the match actually started, we saw Kulusevski being put through his paces. Even though he wasn't part of the squad, he went on. I mean, was training with the team pre match start. That was quite encouraging. Rumors flying around that he might play in the match away to Marseille. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully, he gets a run in from a run out for that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, if you have players coming back from injury, and they don't lose any form post-injury recovery, it can only be a good thing for the squad. Yeah, Folabi, what do you reckon?
Well, for Kuku to have even traveled with the team, Conte was making a statement, and for him, he wasn't part of the match day, but he made him train and do a lot of running around, you know, with the team and with the match players. Conte was making a statement that, look, nobody should ask me. This guy is coming back, and he's getting back, and he's getting back. So it was a statement. Gil, you know, I agree. I mean, I don't understand Gil. He's not the only one that's that height and everything. Look at Silva. David Silva of City. It's so difficult to get the ball, to push him off the ball.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, and you know, they've got the same frame. It's so difficult to push him off the ball. And what's this? The ones from the down the road from us, their own right forward, that plays for England. I don't know any of those ones. Their team names, team players. Yeah, you know, I don't want to know any of their names. You know, so I don't want to know any of their names. It's another one. You can't get the ball off him. You can't just push him off the ball. But Gil, you go near him before you even touched him. You won the ball off him. You know,
yeah,
and I personally think
and strengthen himself. You know, and
he does. He needs to do a lot of gym work. He needs to do a lot of gym work and indoor training.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed something today. Something similar to the match against Newcastle nearly happened today when a ball came to Sessignon and he was competing against a guy from Bournemouth, and the guy more or less took the ball off him and was running towards goal, and Sessignon committed the foul to stop him going. He picked up a yellow card for it, but that's what I'm saying. You should put yourself in a position whereby you don't lose the ball in dangerous positions to create a threat.
Thank you.
Threat for the goal, you know. And for me, as you said, those are some of the little things that he's learning, and you can see that he's putting those learning experiences into practice. Now, A007 says there must be something about Royale that Conte likes, and perhaps he puts in a good shape in training and covers a lot of ground. I think I agree with you, A007. If you let us know where you're calling from, that would be great. Yeah, I mean, put your comment on the screen. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. I think there's something that coaches see that we don't necessarily see, and as we don't see those things, of course, I mean, as much as possible, they are the people who watch these people day in day out. All we see is a match day. I mean, so I mean, I trust Don Conte. I mean, I absolutely have implicit trust in him, and I have no doubt that he will achieve the results he set out to achieve for the team. Now for me, I thought the way we pressured and kept pressuring and kept pressuring showed me that look, those guys don't give up. And this is the second match in a row where we've been in that position, especially when we have a chance to win a match and turn it around. Now, in the past, we've had Conte seem to like he's given up when we've gone 2 goals down, and he's trying to sort of show up the defense with a view to try to rest guys again for the next match, thinking that okay, we've lost this match. I think that happened against Man United, if you like, when we went 2 goals down, and it seemed all lost, and he just didn't seem to have a clue about how to rescue the match, how turn it around. And this time round, even though we were 2 goals down, we didn't seem as if we were the worst. We were the worst team. I mean, it wasn't like one of those teams whereby, I guess, in some matches you have opposition who come against you. You know that they're better than you. They sit back, they catch you on the counter attack, and they score 2 goals. And all of a sudden you think, where did that come from? And you can't do anything about it. But this match always felt like we will win it. I mean, do you agree, Ben?
Yeah, yeah. I believe we're going to win it because not to labor a point, but I did call it. So that actually did show that I actually did. Yeah, I did know. Not that I did know because that would,
you drank part of the water and then it got revealed to you, right?
yeah,
Ben,
I
you're
just
not eating anymore.
no, not eating, not eating. No. So
Okay.
no, I from what I saw in the second half and from what I know about the way Tottenham play in the second half, I thought to myself, Conte's got it amongst them. They're gonna do what they did last match, and against Bournemouth, I thought we were gonna have a chance. I mean, who Bournemouth got, for Christ's sake? That they got two is beyond me, and that was only because we had a rubbish defense. We could have won this 0-3, to be fair. To be fair, because those 2 goals they scored, they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have scored those 2 goals. It was the experiment in the back that shipped those 2 goals. Simple as. But we move on. I'm glad about that, and I'm somewhat happy about the match we're going to play on Tuesday against Marseille. I think we're going to beat Marseille. Not to jump ahead of things, but I think he did the right thing in preparation for that match. So now Dyer will only have been used a bit. Romero is going to be fresh. It's a must-win match. We have to. Have you seen that? Have you seen that table? Like 7-6-6-5. It's crazy.
No, we're on 8 points.
Oh, 8. Sorry, 8-7-7-6. So you see, the thing is that there's 3 people that can go through, and there's only 2 spaces.
No, Marseille can go through. If Marseille beat us, they go to 9 points, and one of the other teams So any of the 4 teams can still go through. That's why Don Conte was so livid and mad with the decision on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and
because
offside knee.
Yeah, and it's got to spend.
It cannot be offside when the ball goes off the opposition.
Yeah, I said Don Conte is now banned from that match. He has to spend time in the stands for the match, for a very crucial match, right? Yeah, I mean, like,
that's not a problem. He'll use walkie-talkie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what A007 has said on the comments. Is if I add this comment to the broadcast, you can see what he's saying. He's saying that Conte would have laid into the boys at halftime and sent them out to do one thing and one thing only: show what they're made of and get us 3 points. And so he did. I mean, I couldn't agree more. AW7, you know, that's what.
Well, that's what he did on Wednesday, and he even sent them out early on Wednesday. He sent them out a few minutes early because he said, "Look, you guys, you want to embarrass me? It's yourself you're going to embarrass. So you better go and perform and play." And the worst part of Wednesday night, a summary, is he did not change any formation. He did not make any major substitutions in the second half, beginning of the second half. And the way they played, compared to the way they played from the first half, was night and day. And it was the same team playing this against the same team. So this is why I say I just don't get it, why they need 45 minutes to warm up.
Well, I guess again, it's a mix of things. I think it had to change the system, and that system change essentially did the trick in the end because of the way Bournemouth was set up. He had to change it to a 3-man attack, and for me that was probably the clincher in the game. Bentancur, what a player! Højbjerg, what a player! I mean, I think those two in the heart of our midfield are so crucial. Those two guys have been top touch, you know, and they showed again today. I mean, okay, Bentancur scoring the winning goal, showed composure in the box. I mean, he hit the ball the first time and came back to him with the lucky bounce, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those times when you feel yes, we deserve a bit of luck for the ball to bounce to him kindly, and he tuck it away, you know. Yeah, come on, you Spurs. Ben, talk us through that third goal.
Well, the third goal was just the delight. That was. I mean, everyone was in the box, and I thought to myself when I saw it unfolding, I thought to myself, it's gonna bounce off someone and it's gonna go out, and we're not gonna get anything. It's not gonna go in.
Mm-hmm.
But to see Bentancur, like you say, just hit the ball and it rebounded straight to him and straight into it. I got up and ran around my sitting room. I couldn't believe it because I told you already, and not to labour a point, but I called it. So when that goal went in, I was like, oh God, they're gonna think I'm an oracle now.
Absolutely. Now, for me, I was more or less emotionless throughout the match because the first goal went in. I thought to myself, okay, fine, well done, guys. You know, second goal went in. I thought, okay, yep, you're doing the job. And third goal went in. I was like, yeah, you should be doing this from day one anyway. So we shouldn't be having this, in quotes, heart in mouth, cardiac arrest, inducing type performance. You know, and what's the word called now? Not being sure about what the outcome would look like. You know, I mean, for me, we just hung in there and just did the business. I mean, contrary to what anyone may say, I felt they did the job within the best of, I mean, to the best of their ability. And yeah, well, come on, you boys, well done. If we have a look at the player ratings for this match, if you're going to rate players for this match, for Abi, where would we start? Let's even look at. I mean, Lloris, okay, probably didn't have a lot to do, did he?
Apart from bringing out the ball twice from his own net.
Well, yeah. So I mean, marks out of 10. What would you give Lloris?
7.
Oh, for doing nothing.
That's generous.
Well, he had nothing to do apart from bring the ball out of his net twice. So you got to give him there. And unfortunately, well, actually, maybe 6.5.
I'll give him 6.
You're giving him 7. Okay. Ben, what are you giving him?
I'll give him 6. I
you
think
give him 3.
6. I'm giving him 6.
6.
Yeah, 6. He deserves a 6. He picked the ball out for the net twice. He didn't save anything really, right. So I don't know how I can give him anything more than 6.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7 as well because I remember at some point in the match when he had to come out and block a goal-bound attempt on the other side. He did what he had to do when he had to do it. So,
and he did it today without giving the ball back. Yes.
Exactly. So for me, I would give him a 7 as well. So even though he didn't have much to do, rather than pick up the ball from the back of the nets, I think yeah, I think it's a fair comment for us to have Loris in goal with 7 from Ben. Sorry, 7 from Folabi. Ben is a little bit well stingy with his awards today, and
Mm.
yeah, I'm giving him 7 as well. So yeah, that's what we have up there, right? So um, wow, okay, fine. Oh, thank you for joining us. A007, you're from the Niger Sports Forum. That's what we like to see. Tell guys there to come and join us on here as well.
Yeah.
You know, would love to hear from you. You know, and the player ratings as well. If you can join us with player ratings, that would be really really fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. So, we had Longley, we had Sanchez. Longley was playing in the middle, wasn't he? And then we had
Yeah.
Davis at the back. So let's start with Sanchez, right? Marks out of 10.
3.
Oh, really?
I give. I know. I was just. I was messy. I'll give him a 5. I don't know what we're doing in his bum. He didn't have to do that. He's better than that. And he's the only player that does that. I don't know why. So I'll give him a 5.
So Sanchez a 5, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Falabi?
4.
Boy, you wicked though. You wicked.
Sanchez
For putting on the uniform.
Ben 5, right? And
Mhm.
I would give him a 6. Yeah, for effort. So that would be my own what's the word? Rating for Sanchez, right? Right.
Can I change Sanchez to a 5, please?
Okay. Of course.
Yeah. Let me change Sanchez to a 5.
Okay, that's okay. We can live with that. Right. So next to him we had Longley. Longley, what would you give Longley for Lavi?
I'm gonna give him a 6.5 because of the pass. In fact, I'm gonna give him a 7. Yeah, he made the mistake of there for their first goal and everything, but apart from that, I'm gonna give him a 7 because of that way he weighted the ball and everything for Sessignon.
Okay, Ben, what did you give him?
Yep. I give him the same thing.
Yep, I
Give him a 7.
I think I'll do the same as well. So he called a clear 7, 7, 7, 7 from all of us, Longley. And what would you give him? What would you give Mr. Davis from the left back? I was from the left of the front of the front three.
From what I saw, I'd give him a 7 as well.
Okay, Davis 7 from Ben. Yep.
I'm giving Davis an ISO 7.5 because he scored a goal.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he scored a goal. No, I'll give him an 8. Sorry, I'll give him an 8.
Yes, an 8. Even an 8, yeah.
So
He scored the goal. He scored the second goal.
Got the goal.
Man, no. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's beautiful. Listen,
I'm giving him an 8.
A007 says that it's clear Conte is prioritizing Tuesday's game. It's a big one, and we have to get the required result. It's our biggest game of the season so far. I couldn't agree more. A007, you know. I mean,
I mean, people can't see it. I don't know why people can't see that. They're just blind to it. They just want to see champagne football every day, as if it's robots or androids that are playing. No, it's true though. The human being.
Then you say I'm wicked. You say I'm wicked. Ah, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben. Ah. You say I'm wicked. Okay.
You wicked though. No, but you wicked though.
Right. Your favorite player, Emerson.
Sorry, I don't think Falabi is going to give him any marks. So you better give him 10-10. so his number will go. But for me, Emerson, that for that kick that he kicked over into the car park,
Okay.
as if they play rugby. See that ball when he kick over the net from that point.
Well,
I'll give him a 5. I don't want to disrespect him. He was in a winning team. He was in a winning team, so I'm gonna give him 5.
okay. Folabi, sorry, Ben. According to A007, he will go with all of your score, all of your player routines because you called the match results. So yeah, I mean
Yes, now.
it's gonna
Thank you, A007.
with your
Thank you, A007. Thank you very much for that.
Oh God.
absolutely. So now we have what? So Sanchez, Falabi is giving you 4. Oh, how much are you giving? I'm sorry, Emerson. Sorry.
I'm giving Emerson.
Can I be omitted from giving Emerson a score?
So I guess
So it's 0. Give the guy 0 now.
I did not say 0. I did not say 0.
But
Look,
if you don't give him
okay,
mark, it's 0 now.
okay. I'll give Emerson a 4.
You give Emerson.
Hey,
Wow. Okay.
Okay, maybe okay. As Ben said, for being on the winning side and everything, and he made some effort, maybe I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5.
damn, man, well done.
Okay.
I'll give him a 5.5.
Okay. Falabi is giving Emerson 5.5. Wow, that is huge. Ben,
Yes.
what would you give Emerson?
I don't talk about very well. Give him 5.
You give him 5. Okay, fine.
He was in the winning team. He's in the winning team.
Absolutely. I'll give him a 6 for always getting the right positions all the time. Yeah.
Just not shooting properly.
Um, that is what I will give Emerson, and if we publish that, we can see. Aha. So keep them coming. Your suggestions for player ratings. We would love to hear from you. What you rate people for this match. So far, we got Loris. Loris has Folabi 7, Ben 6. I've got him 7. Sanchez, Folabi 5, Ben 5. I've given them 6. And Longley 777 from Ben, Folabi, and I. And then for Davis 7.5, 8, and 8. I think I've been the most generous on this so far. What's it with me, eh? All right, guys,
You're a generous chappy.
Say that again.
We don't want talk. We don't want talk.
I'm eating.
Right. Okay, so we have this situation in the middle, right? We started with Skip, Bisuma, Hoiberg, and Mr. Sassion. We had a 5-man midfield. Yeah. So, Hoiberg. Now, before we read Hoiberg, right? I just want us to sort of use this opportunity to sort of pay him tribute. I read the little clip on how he was coping with the situation with his father and fighting through all of that. For me, that was just so heartwarming and heart-rendering. I wish him all the best, and I wish his dad all the best as well. It's tough out there, and I wish them and he and his family all of the best from us, the Spurs family here. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give I'll go my rating first, and I'll give Hoiberg a 9 because it was immense today. I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. Falabi, what would you give Hoiberg?
I'm going to give him a 9. I'll give Hoiberg a 9. Beautiful. I'll give Hoiberg a 9. I mean, for his mental state and everything, the way he played, the way he passionate, the way he didn't, as usual, just does not stop running.
Yeah.
Just does not stop running.
And talking.
Yeah.
And shouting at players and leading.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give him a 9 as well.
So Hoiberg, hats up to you. Let's see if I can find the applause button for you here. And yeah, Hoiberg, absolutely fantastic. Everyone's giving you a 9, and that is nothing but phenomenal. That is absolutely fantastic. So yeah. That's for Hoiberg.
Wow.
Can you hear that?
Shocked me.
Yes,
That
we
woke me
heard
up.
that.
Beautiful. Right. So, right.
Yeah,
Shout out to Hoiberg.
my ears.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right. And yeah, we moving on to Bissouma. Right, Bissouma. How do you think he did today?
Bissouma still.
He's,
Bissouma. They took him off.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
taken.
they took him off. And
Yeah.
you see that? You see the change Bentancur made when he came on
Yeah.
for Bissouma. I'm waiting to see. See, this is Conte's always saying. He says he wants the intensity to stay the same when he swaps players out.
Mhm.
But in this case, the intensity went up. And what does that tell you?
A lot.
You know.
A lot.
So to me,
I think,
I'm not writing him off at all. Bissouma is going to be. We saw him when he was playing for Brighton. He's now playing for another team, so he has to get used to it. Teams don't play the same. Otherwise, no one will win. So everyone plays differently. So he had no defensive responsibilities in Brighton. He has here. So
yeah,
as
massive
Conte said,
defensive responsibility.
yeah,
So
as Conte said,
doing,
he
Ben?
needs to get, because it's a machine. The Conte team is a machine. He's only as good as his weakest spot. And
Yes.
you see what happens when what's his name, Sessegnon and Falabe's best friend don't perform on the wings. They don't. That's where our creativity comes from, the wings. That's how it is. But then Kane is trying to change it by going infield because he knows that we don't have good wing backs. But Sess is showing that he's good.
Bissouma rating, please.
Exactly.
Oh, rating. Sorry, we're in rating rather than to give him his rating. I'll give Bissouma a 6.
A 6.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Falabi, what would you give him?
I'm giving Bissouma a 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. I think Falabi has been the most generous on this one. I'll give him a 6 on that one. Okay. Because he was.
Falabi, which now Bissouma with the talk, not be Kane.
Yes. Yeah, Bissouma. Look. You know, I mean, if you're going, for the fact that, did he lose the ball? Did he give the ball away too often? He's learning to play with the team. He's learning the different formations and the different responsibilities that's been asked of him. And he played a defensive role today that he was asked to do. And he won some clean, clear-cut balls. He's not the Bentancur. Don't forget, Bentancur's been played with us last season as well. And I still think I high expectations of him.
Don't know what happened. Just bear with me one, guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can everyone hear me?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear me.
Yeah. So please carry on. We had a bit of a power cut, but it's back on now. All right. So yes, please carry on. You're talking about
I said I have a lot of high expectations of Bissouma.
All right.
And his role that he's been asked to play is not a role that he's been asked to play before in his career. He's been asked to play a double role, and the energy level and the fitness level that's expected of him, that he's been drilled into him this season, was nowhere near what was in last season. So I have a lot of high expectations. Maybe I'll just give him a 7, not a 7.5, maybe a 7.
So you want to go change your rating for Bissouma a little bit from 7.5 to 7, right?
A little bit lower to a 7.
Okay. 7 for Bissouma on that one. And we both had 6 for him anyway. So on Hoiberg had a 9 all round. Yep. And a shout out as well. Yep. Right. Skip. Oliver Skip. Guys.
Is that me?
Yes. I mean, you go first, Ben.
Yeah, Oliver Skip. Again, second outing. he did well, but he wasn't going forward like Bentancur can. But he'll get match fit and he'll be okay. So he filled in a nice spot there so we were able to rest some of our other players. We got there in the end. Come on, you Spurs. I'll give him a 6.
Right, so skip the 6. Right, and then on the right hand side, sorry, on the left hand side, we had Session. Ben, sorry, before we move on to Session, Falabi, what did you skip?
I'm giving Skipper a 6 because he's still coming back. 6. I'm giving him a 6. He's still coming back, you know. And I said Skip is another player that he's a very intelligent football player. He's an extremely intelligent football player, you know. And he's just coming back. He's still not match fit, fully match fit, and his level of fitness is not as high as the other players yet.
Yeah, I mean, A007 agreed with us. He says that Højbjerg has been our most consistent player most of the last 12 months. He put the great shift all the time. I couldn't agree more. I mean, he always puts in, his wholehearted 100% into every game, and that is such. For me, he's a Viking. He's that guy. He's that guy who you can rely on in the heat of battle to fight. And he's got fight. He talks to people. He's very, very intelligent. I think as Mourinho's always said about Højbjerg. Højbjerg always asks questions. Always sort of he says if Mourinho believes that Højbjerg will be a good coach in the future, and I have no doubt whatsoever because he's got everything. He's got heart. He's got got the drive, and he just has this amazing ability to drive people forward. I mean,
He'll be a very hard coach. He'll be a very
like I
hard
don't
coach.
like I don't drive Wale come here.
Wale, don't allow Wale.
I drive him.
Wale said
I drive him come
Wale's
here.
rating.
He did for forum. They shout, say the team do this, the team do that. That's make it come now. Me come join forum. Do player rating.
That's very kind of you. If you're watching
Wale
it for the
said
first
he
time.
wants to come and give his rubbish ratings.
Right. So Session. What Falabi? How do you rate Session?
I'll give Cess a 7.5 because he scored the goal.
Okay. Ben?
I'm giving all goal scorers 8. They freaking rescued my evening. Fucking,
Okay.
They rescued my evening. I'm giving them all 8s.
I'll give him
So,
an 8
you
as
know
well
my-
because for me he did a good job of not just scoring the goal. There was a point in the match which he showed learning, which was that key moment when he put in the tackle against a guy who was going to escape, and he got it down. That was for me somebody who learns from previous mistakes and learned from his mistake in Newcastle. For me, that's crucial.
Yep.
So yeah, that's fantastic. While it's laughing out loud, eh? Yeah. So we have Come on, you Sports TV. If you're watching us for the first time, subscribe to our channel, like us, so you can keep getting new feeds from us. And also, if you need to get notified anytime we go live, click on the notification bell button on the right hand side, bottom right hand side of your screen. Join us, join the conversation. We're rating players. We've done Lloris, we've done Sanchez, we've done Longley, Davis, Emerson, Højbjerg, Bissouma, Skip, and Session. Now, we might have to come and add a few more to this because this was the starting lineup, and we had Kane and Son up front. Now, Kane and Son, guy, what do you reckon?
I would like to rate Son first. And I think
let's start with
Son. Yep. Son did his usual things. He was doing all his running and stuff. He didn't score a goal. He could have scored.
Maybe he should have.
He should have scored. Yeah, he should have scored. And for that, I'm going to mark him down to a 7.
Right. Okay.
He would have got 8 if he scored, or probably 9, but I give him a 7. I think that's fair.
Okay. Beautiful. I would. So, Falabi, what would you give Son?
I'm giving Sonny a 7.5.
Okay. I'm giving Son an 8. Now, the reason I give him an 8 is because all of the corners he played today, we scored 2 goals from them.
Yes, that's true.
You know.
For the third goal, in assist, he got an assist.
So he didn't get assist. So he didn't get assist. He didn't get assist. He's
What?
8 for me now.
Yeah.
So he has an assist.
Yeah.
8
He
for
got
me
an
now.
assist. Only in 8. He got an assist. He took the corner now for the
Well,
winning
he got
goal.
2 assists actually.
Yeah.
He got 2 assists. One for Ben Davies' goal and one for the
Yes,
for the
he got 2 assists. He took the
Yeah.
corners from the different sides.
Yeah.
He took 2 corners from different sides. So I'm giving Sonny an 8.5.
Oh wow, okay, that's gone up. Okay, and yeah, so Ben 8, and I'll give him an 8 as well. So thank you. Now, Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane. Right. I love Mr. Kane so much, you know, and the reason I love Mr. Kane is because I don't know if you saw this at the last minute. He held up the ball, right, and he just sort of killed the game so well. And he got his shots away today when he had the chance to. But we had masses and masses of people in their penalty box. So it's so difficult for us to break through, and he kept dropping off. I mean, to pick up the ball. What's the word? From deep, you know. And I think he was quite effective today in that respect. So for me, I would give Harry an 8. You know. Falabi, what would you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, again, he created mayhem. He dropped deep. He became a playmaker, and then again, another intelligent player. Played with a lot of intelligence today. You know, he played with a lot of intelligence today, and he created chances. And as soon as he got the ball, anywhere he got the ball, they wanted to put 2 or 3 players on him. You know, so I'm going to give HK an 8 as well.
Beautiful. Ben?
For everything that Kane did, because he was unselfish. He contributed hugely to the team, in my opinion, and he has been doing through the season. For this match, and for what he did to lead the attack, to destroy Bournemouth, I'm going to give him an 8.5.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm going to give him a 9. I'm going to give him a 9. I'll give him a 9.
Okay, so that's quite generous. Yeah, so because Ben, I wanted Kane a 9, and we also had a 9 from Mr. What's that young man's name again? Mr. Hoiberg. Yes, big round of applause for them. Right, so that is fantastic. We do that. Thank you. So
I get neighbors.
say that again.
You get the woman. I get neighbors.
Right. So this is a full complement of the player ratings for the starting 11. However, we had some players come on who also made key contributions to this match. You know, Bentancur for me came on, Brian Gio came on, and also Lucas came on as well. You know, and Dyer also came on at some point in the match as well as Perisic. So, I mean, that having the the opportunity to change 5 people in a match, we used that quite well today. I thought the substitutions were very, very effective. What do you guys think?
The substitutions won us the match. Change the game, change the formation. They won us the match.
Absolutely. So, I mean, in Don Conte we trust as always, and he's delivered the good to us. You know, I can't even begin to say how well we did on account of the changes that he made in today's match. You know, so yes, thank you so much, guys. Right, keep your comments coming in. I've gotten more comments coming in from, where are we? I've got comments from, let's have a look. Where is it? Where are these comments? They seem to have disappeared. I saw them earlier on. Aha, right. Wale says, Bissouma will get better. I think Don Conte is gradually trusting in him, right? He will grow in confidence and stature and command gains from midfield, right? I remember what Ben said earlier on about Bissouma, and which was he didn't have a lot of defensive responsibility to deal with at Brighton, and it has a little bit of more of a defensive duty here to perform in the way he's been deployed. So and to sort of get on Don Conte's good books, I think you need to consistently perform on the level that he wants you to perform. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. He will definitely get better without a doubt. Now, Wale, it's been a bit controversial here. I say controversial because I mean he says Mr. Kane gets a 5. I'm worried he's getting burnt out, and when is he going to get the rest? Now, this is it. So remember what we said earlier on about players getting rested. Now, you definitely can't rest the whole team. So you've got to choose your moments as a coach to find a balance between optimum performance that wouldn't sort of too much skew the pendulum in the negative direction. I think today, if you ask me, I actually think that Don Conte got the balance almost spot on today because we got the result. We played very well in the second half when he changed things. And I mean, he changed things in the context of the match that he was facing. So yeah, I mean, I thought we did a great job today. Falabi?
Yes.
Right.
Question.
So, yeah, I mean, I was just asking your point of view on Bissouma's
Kane.
on the comment on Kane by Wale.
I was itching to answer him because first of all, sorry, Falabi, if you don't mind me just interjecting here, because I've been sitting on my hands trying to not talk while Soji was talking. The truth be told, it is when Wale left the forum, he said he's coming here to give a rubbish rating. So I guess I don't want to be rude, but he said it himself.
You
He's
read
going to
it?
give a rubbish.
I read it.
Yeah, he rated him 5, and that to me is a rubbish rating because Kane contributed to this team and drove this team on to win this game. Simple as. That's what I feel.
Yeah, keep the comments coming in. Loving this. Getting good comments on the performance of the players today.
I actually thought Wale was joking.
Yeah. Okay. So A007 says I agree with Wale.
We'll give him that then.
Kane can't keep playing every game. However, the golden. Okay, let's even start with his previous comment. He says it's good that Session had a good game today. I would say it's about time he starts to show more of that ability he surely has, right? And that's from A007. And he goes on to say he agreed with Wale. And what did he say again? He said he agreed with Wale. And basically that, however, the golden rule, at least for Conte, is that you should always play your top scorer. He has scored in the last 5 league games, I believe. Yes, he has. So kind of had a duck today, but I think his all-round performance was actually really, really good. So for me, that's why I gave him the rating that I did. And I mean, he got a 9 from Falabi. So yeah, I mean, I thought we did a great job. So we also agree that the substitutions that Conte made today were top notch. Do you agree? Yes or no? Leave your comment in the comment section. Let's hear from you if you're watching us from on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're watching us from. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Like this and share with those you think would benefit from this or would like this as well. This is Come On You Spurs TV. We're reviewing the aftermath of the game with Bournemouth and Spurs. Bournemouth went 2 goals ahead, and Spurs came back with 3 goals in the second half, with Bentancur scoring the late winner at the Vitality Stadium. It's been absolutely wonderful having you guys. Wale, A007, Jennifer, all those who commented. please keep your comments coming. If you're watching this as a recording, we'd love to hear from you as well, and we'll respond to all the comments in the comment section as we get them. Final words, Falabi.
Well, 3 points is the most important thing. Never die attitude. If you remember one of the earlier interviews Don Conte gave was he wanted to change. What was more important to him was to change the mentality that losing hurts. The players must feel hurt and must feel pain if they lose. So they must have this change of mentality that never give up, never give up. And I think we've seen that in the last 2 games, especially. That mentality of you play till the final whistle and you put them on the back burner, and don't come off with that pain of losing. So I'm glad we didn't lose today. I'm glad for the 3 points. I'm glad for the continued fighting spirit, And on another note, to Wally, I thought you were actually joking when you said you're going to come and give us your rubbish rating. I thought it was actually a joke, but obviously it wasn't a joke. But no problem. Your opinions are your opinions, and my opinions are my opinions. So it's nothing, nothing taken. But I do wish you'll see a lot more for Harry Kane. Harry Kane's game is a lot more. He's developed it into a lot more than just scoring
Absolutely.
goals.
Thank you so
And
much.
if you notice, Harry Kane.
Say that again.
Harry Kane even does a lot of defending.
Right. Okay. Right. So thank you so much for that. Falabi, always a pleasure having you. Ben, final words.
Yeah, I think, what I'm going to talk about now actually involves Wale, because he's finally seen, you can see what he said there. He was joking, but he would like Harry to get a rest. And all I like to say to that is that we all want to see Harry Kane get a rest, but we've only got one Harry Kane. Harry Kane is not one player. Harry Kane brings a lot to the team when he plays. So unfortunately for us, we don't have another Harry Kane. If we did, we'd bench him. And the only person that really comes close to Harry Kane would be Richarlison, and he's actually injured at the moment. So, you can see us playing Son and Richarlison up top. But who else? So you really can't drop Kane. So I agree with everyone as well. I would love to see Harry Kane get a rest, because remember what happened that season when he did his ankles because he was playing too much. So we don't want to see that. He's older now as well. But yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. It's like I said, always a pleasure having you. We had such a blast.
Always a pleasure being here.
And
Always a pleasure
thank
being
you for
here.
all the comments that came in. Keep them coming. And yeah, we really love you guys. Looking forward to the next match. It's against Sporting Lisbon on Tuesday evening. I'm not sure what time the kickoff is. It's in sorry, not Sporting Lisbon. That's Marseille. Sorry, in France.
Yeah, Marseille.
I think it's
I was wondering.
I think it's 8 o'clock
Because
kickoff as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll check that and revert and put it on the channel. Yeah. So please keep your comments coming.
Start for France.
Like the channel. Like this video, and yeah, we will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.